Hello world, I'm back after a couple members lit a fire underneath my butt to get me back onto this project and help me out with a couple of missing pushrod tubes. Thanks, Rob. Decided to install my last pushrod tubes, and a gentle reminder, make sure you install the tin underneath before the pushrod tubes, and there is a special screw that goes up into the head that is different than the normal cheese screws. So that being said, let's get started. I got my solid spacers here. So if we can focus, see, engraved a number 3. Each one's going to be in an individual place. Engraved a 3 on the ends of the caps for the rocker shafts, because if you flip them left to right, the insides tend to wear and you're going to get tight and loose fits. And engrave your rockers, why not? Because they wear differently too. So each one goes into its own location. Simple install. First test fit, take the spring out, take the original washer out. I like to find the stamped edge and put it towards the spacer, so the rounded edge is towards the rocker. I'll index it so I can read the number 3. Find the sharp edge again, put it towards the spacer. Rocker shaft, and the ends go on with the narrow flat and the space on the bottom. There's also a chamfer. I like to do that facing down in case your studs stick up just a little bit. I have my shims on this one, and as you see, I can't get it started. It's too big. So this is a job to take over to the lathe. So let's head on over to the lathe in the mini shop and see what we can do on this. All right, we're back over here to the lathe. And take 5/1000ths off my first cut. And what do you say, 5/1000ths? Well, 5/1000ths isn't a whole lot. I get it where it just touches the 3 jaw, and then I snug it down. And I like to put a little Sharpie on the edge I cut from. So my next cut I'll take from the other side to retain the factory bevel on the edge. I got a lathe, I could put a bevel back in it, but why? So I run my cutter in, touch off on the end. There we go, I got it at 0. And back it off. Start my lathe. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go my 5/1000ths of an inch. And for this old lathe, I just like to go back and forth a couple of times just to get a nice clean cut. There we go. Alright, now, see, I got the black edge still on there to identify what side I cut on. Nice and smooth cut, nice and square. I find the run out of my machine is about 1/1000th of an inch. So, no complaints there. Hey, just a quick look at the backdated bumper. Hey, not bad. Back over to my holder. Again, we index it back to where it was. Washer's still on there. Everything was as it was. Make sure the shaft has the chamfer on the bottom to clearance the studs. Look at that, it slides on now. This is a good thing. But it slides on and I'm still tight. It's not quite on, I'm not quite at a 0 yet. See, starting to bind up, these don't turn. Got to pry these off a little bit. It's a little repetitive. I'm going to keep it live. It's going to be a long video. Back to my lathe setup. Index it in the other way. I'm going to take another 5/1000ths off the other side. 5/1000ths is safe because I'm going to go for a total of 3/1000ths clearance, so no complaints there. Zero my indicator, come inside here, touch off, back it off, turn it on. Four. 5/1000ths of an inch. I got a total of 10 if anyone's keeping track. It really doesn't matter as long as my end turns out to be 3/1000ths clearance. 3, 5, 7, 10. As long as you got a little free play and it doesn't bind. High rev motors like a little more oil in between. Probably go as high as 15. I think I read somewhere here on the forum. All right, index the thing sort of straight up and down as we determined earlier. Find the chamfer on the bottom. Slots go to the bottom. Look at that, dropped right in. Now, moving freely, everything seems to be okay. But we won't know for sure until these are torqued down, because everything seems to change once there's some tension on it. So I'll take the play out of this and I'll make sure I load it to the outside with my thumb, pressing to the right. And I'll do the same for this side over here. In theory, that should give me the most clearance I've got. So I've got free moving, just a little bit of wobble. I can find a feeler gauge real quick. I seem to have misplaced my feeler gauges as I was tidying up the bench earlier this morning. Oh, here we go. I'm going to grab my 3/1000ths of an inch feeler gauge and put it between the washer and the end there. So it's 3/1000ths. That was my goal. It fits. Thousandth of an inch with a little drag. Not bad. So that one's done. I'll go back, install my push rods, and go ahead and lash those down and button up this this side. That's it for now.